What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to another video and to the channel. So for this video, I'm going to be installing a new backup camera on my BMW E90. So my 2009 BMW 328i obviously did not come with a backup camera since they did not come standard on the 3 Series yet. So mine only comes with the parking sensors. So if you get close to something, it'll show on the iDrive screen that you're getting, close. It'll be red and then it'll start beeping really fast and loud, but it does not have a backup camera. So I'm going to be installing a new one that works specifically with the CarPlay unit that I had previously installed on this car last year in my BMW E90 for my CIC iDrive system. It works specifically with that silver box. If you guys remember that video, that silver box allows me to have CarPlay and it also allows you to have Android Auto, and it comes with ports for a backup camera. So I'm finally going to be using those ports with this backup camera. So this is the new backup camera unit that comes with a new trunk release button and the backup camera, as you can see there. It basically replaces the trunk release button. This whole black piece right here, which is the trunk release button to open the trunk, I'm going to be replacing this entire piece with this new unit here. Basically just fits right in there, giving you the backup camera and a new trunk release button. So to install this, it should be pretty straightforward, but I am gonna have to run some wires from the trunk release button all the way up through the car to the front center console where the head unit is, and I have the main host box for the CarPlay. It should be right next to it, so I'm gonna have to take all of that out again so that I get access to the ports. So before I actually install this and run all the wires and everything up to the front, I wanna check that this works first, because that would be pretty annoying if I completely installed this and ran all the wires up to the front and everything, and then I go to test it and it ends up not working. That would be pretty annoying. So before I do that, I'm just gonna test it by connecting it directly. So I'll go ahead and start with taking apart the head unit so that I get access to the silver host box first. Alright, so I removed the head unit and was able to get access to the main host box here for the CarPlay. Now, if you were to install this, like just for the CarPlay, you would have noticed that there was a bunch of extra wires here that come off of the main power harness here that connects into this port right here on the back of the silver box. You have all these extra wires here, and one of these is for a backup camera. So this one right here is labeled rear camera, so this port right here is for a backup camera. So I'm going to need this one and then this red wire right here also. And these two are the only two I should need to connect the backup camera. So I have this long wire here. This is how you connect the backup camera to the box here. So this end over here, this connection right here will connect into the backup camera. As you can see on the backup camera, there is the connection right here, goes into this one right here, and then this connector here gives the trunk release power so that you can open the trunk pressing the button here. And then the other end of the wire that you're supposed to feed towards the center console here to the box is this wire here. All I have to do is just connect this end into the rear camera port here, and then as you guys can see, there's a red wire, and this you connect to this red wire over here that's coming out of the main wire harness. And those should be the only connections I need to make for this backup camera to work. So I'm gonna go ahead and connect these so that I can test the backup camera. All right, so I have everything connected. As you can see right here, connected at this point, connected at this point here, and then connected right here with these two red wires. So now let's go ahead and turn the car on and test this out. So to activate the backup camera, I do have to change something in the settings of the hosting system for the CarPlay. So as you guys can see, I just switched to the main menu for the CarPlay. Now I'm gonna go to settings here, go to car setting, and then as you guys can see, the first option is reversing camera, and I have it set to the factory camera. So anytime I put the car in reverse right now, it just goes to the parking distance sensor map. So I'll go ahead and change that to aftermarket camera. Alright, so now that I have that set, let's go ahead and try this out here. Alright, so I have CarPlay active on the screen, so let's go ahead and turn the car on. Put the car into reverse. And as you guys can see, it looks like it's activated. I'm gonna go ahead and move the camera here. And there we have it. So you guys can see, it looks like the backup camera is working. So that is awesome. And it looks like it even keeps the parking distance sensor map there. So that is pretty cool. I did not know that. I did not know that was gonna be there still. So that is really cool. Alright, so as you guys saw, it looks like the backup camera is working perfectly. So now, I guess we can go ahead and start actually installing the camera itself and running all of this wiring through the car from the back there all the way up here to the back of the box here. Alright, so now to install all of this and run the wires up to the front, I'm going to open the trunk here. So I am going to have to remove this piece here to get behind to the trunk release button up here. So I did watch some other videos so that I can see how people ran the wires from the trunk release button all the way to the front of the car. And from what I've seen, they usually just run it from the trunk release button up inside here, down through here, through this little tube here, since there's other wires in there already, through there, through the seat, I believe, the bottom of the seat, and then back here, through the seat there, and then through this trim piece underneath here, then this trim piece here, and then through this trim piece here, and then up here inside this piece here, I'll have to remove that. And then it should have access to where I have the box right in here, so that should be good doing it that way. So let's go ahead and get started on this. So the first thing I'm going to do is remove this whole piece here so I can get access to the trunk release button. I believe it's just held in by 6 of these. There's 4 up there, 2 right there, and then there's these right here. There's like a screw holding these together, I believe. If I can get this out. You can see there's one underneath there, and one inside here also. And then I'm going to have to remove this piece also. For the 2 screws right here, you're gonna need a T25 Torx. Alright, so I finally have access to the trunk release button here. As you guys can see, mine kind of melted off from being in the heat, I'm assuming, and all the times I pressed on it. But to remove this piece here, they're just simply little like hooks this piece is hooked onto. If you feel around, you'll definitely feel it, and you just simply press down and kind of push outward. So you can see just like that. And there's 2, so there's one on this side, one on that side. See if I can get both of them with one hand here. You can see, there we go. Let's see, is there one on the bottom now too? There we go. I just simply pressed up and it came out like that. So you guys can see, there is the trunk release connection there to give it power. Go ahead and disconnect that real quick. There we go. So here is the old trunk release button. Go ahead and put it off to the side. Now I'm gonna go ahead and try to clean some of this off, just so it looks cleaner. All right, so I cleaned most of it off. So now we can go ahead and put in the new backup camera with the new trunk release button. Go ahead and connect the trunk release button here. Alright, so I got the backup camera in, and as you guys can see, the wire goes through We'll connect this to the very long wire that goes up to the front. So now I just need to figure out how to route the wires down through here, through this rubber little tunnel here. So this is what I was able to do so far as routing the wire from the trunk release button to the inside of the trunk. So as you guys can see, I have the backup camera wire here taped with the other wires, and then I have it connected right here at this point, and I taped that to the other wires that were already here. And I was going to route it with the other wires inside the trunk, but I could not get it to work, so I just routed it on the outside here, just taped it, as you can see. And I was also trying to route it through here, but I really could not route the wires through because the wires that are inside there already are just too thick and there's no room to slide the wires through here. So I just simply taped to the outside and then routed it through the little hole here. Now this did kind of lift up the rubber seal here. Since the wires are routing through the seal, it can't sit all the way flush, but it is a really tight fit, and I did put some tape there, so I don't think any water could get through inside the trunk. Hopefully, I have to wait and see, but it's in a tight spot here, so I don't think any water could really get through there. But this was the best I could do since I couldn't fit it through here. And then I routed it inside the trunk here, out of this hole here where the rest of the wires come out of. As you can see, the wires then begin to route through the side of the rear seats there, as you can see. Let's go on the inside here. As you guys can see, they come through right here. So I'm gonna feed the rest of the backup camera wire through here, and then, feed it with the rest of the other wires that are already here. And then I believe it goes, like I said, underneath here. And then from there on, I should be able to easily route the wires all the way up to the front. And I did have to pull this back. I don't have any of the plastic little grommets that hold it in place, so I was just able to pull it down like this. But you might have to remove some of the plastic grommets, the same ones that are on the trunk that held that piece that was right here. I believe they're the same ones that hold this in place. So yeah, you'll just need to remove those and then pull this down like this so you can get behind it to route it with the rest of the wires back there. Alright, so I'm almost up to the head unit there. As you guys can see, I have the wire right here. Last thing I need to do is just tuck it underneath here. So I need to remove this piece. So you guys can see it's held in by some T-Torque screws, some T20s. So one right there, and then one over here in the corner. Alright, so as you guys saw, I got the piece off here, and now we have access to this little opening right here that I can run the wires through. Alright, so here is the other end of the backup camera wire that connects into the box here. As you guys can see, I fed it through the opening back there, through this opening here. So now I can go ahead and connect this to the box, which I am going to do before I reinstall everything, just to check again to make sure that the backup camera works. Alright, so I have the backup camera connected, so let's go ahead and start the car again real quick here. Alright, so now I'll go ahead and put it in reverse. And there we go. Have a working backup camera. So now that I've confirmed that the backup camera works, I'm going to go ahead and start reinstalling everything that I took apart. All right, so I just finished up reinstalling everything, so everything is back together. So now let's go ahead and take a look at this backup camera one more time. So I'll go ahead and turn the car on. All right, so as you guys can see, I have the CarPlay connected. Let's go ahead and put the car in reverse. And here we have the backup camera. So yeah, this is pretty awesome, you guys. It definitely makes reversing a lot more comfortable now that I can see like what's behind me and how close I am. The parking sensors, which is what you see right there, which is what I've been using this whole time I've had this car the last 6 years. Those are helpful. You know, it like lets you know if you're getting close to something, but you can't see how close you are. But with this, it now gives you a visual, obviously, of how close you are to something. Now, obviously, my other BMWs that I've had, like my F30 and the M3, already have a backup camera from factory. So yeah, I already know what it's like having a backup camera. But now to have it in this car also is pretty awesome. I also think it's pretty cool that it actually gives you the lines. I didn't know it would do that, honestly. And like I said earlier, it gives you the parking sensor map also. I wasn't sure if it was gonna incorporate that into the camera, but it looks like it did. So that is a pretty awesome addition. And also I noticed that the lines do move as you turn the wheel. As you can see there, I'm turning the wheel. So it doesn't look like it's that accurate, honestly, as I'm turning the wheel. But I mean, I honestly don't really need those. But yeah, as you guys saw, it automatically just switches to the backup camera as soon as you put it in reverse, just like that. So it's a pretty seamless transition there. There isn't like a huge delay or anything. And sorry about the beeping, that's my parking sensors, I'm turning that off. But yeah, this pretty much feels like an OEM backup camera, like the car could have came with, you know, this backup camera. So yeah, overall, this backup camera is a perfect addition. Like, I have zero complaints, zero issues, at least so far, with this backup camera. I'll have to see, like, you know, if issues come up later down the road. But so far, it's been working perfectly with the box that gives you Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. All right, I'll go ahead and shift out of reverse there and turn the car off. Also, I would like to talk about the CarPlay real quick here. So I installed this integration kit in my E90, I believe like almost a year ago, like 10 months ago maybe, and it has worked perfectly. I have had zero issues with this integration kit. The CarPlay works every single time, the audio works every single time. I haven't had a single issue with it. So I just thought I'd give you guys an update on, you know, how this has been, you know, running with the original head unit. And I did do an install video for this CarPlay, so if you guys want to check out that video, I'll have it linked in the description of this video. Definitely an awesome upgrade for the E90 CIC system. So there you have it, you guys. That completes the installation of this backup camera and a general overview of how it looks and how it works. Like I said, this backup camera specifically works with the integration kit that has the CarPlay and the Android Auto. So this backup camera can only be paired with this integration kit. You can't, you know, connect it to your original head unit without the integration kit with the CarPlay and Android Auto. So just take note of that. This backup camera can only work specifically with this integration kit. And currently it is just an add-on to the Apple CarPlay Android Auto integration kit on inline6auto.com. It's not like a separate, you know, product that you can buy individually. It's only an add-on on the product listing for the integration kit. So I'll have that linked down in the description of this video if you guys want to check it out. So yeah, as you guys saw, the installation isn't too difficult. You do have to take quite a few things apart and, you know, to run the wires from the trunk all the way up to the front. But overall, the installation wasn't too difficult. It actually only took me about 2 hours, 3 hours, you know, with filming. If I wasn't filming, it probably would have taken like an hour, hour and a half. So it isn't too difficult, honestly. It is definitely doable. And as you guys saw, it easily connects to the integration kit, the module that has the CarPlay and the Android Auto. There's only 3 connection points that you need to make, or actually 4. One for the trunk release button in the back, and then the other one for the actual backup camera and the wire that runs all the way from back there, all the way up here to the module where you connect the yellow port and then the red wire. So it's only just 4 points of connection there, and they're just pretty much simple connections with the exception of the red wire. You do have to cut some of the rubber seal off so you can expose more wire, then you just wrap them around each other and then put some electrical tape around it, and that's it. Really simple, not too difficult at all. So yeah guys, this is definitely an awesome upgrade. I am pretty excited that this ended up working out perfectly, and now I have a backup camera in this car since this is my daily, so I drive this one more than my M3. So it's just an awesome feature to have on this car since this car is older. These did not come with a backup camera, obviously just the parking sensors, if you even have that option. If you have the base option, you don't have parking sensors at all. So yeah, this is just an awesome solution to that. And then also if you want the CarPlay, you can pair these two together and get CarPlay if you have an iDrive, obviously. And just in general, I feel like the overall setup of this backup camera is the same as many other backup cameras that are available that are a little different from different companies. But in this video, this is specifically how you install this specific backup camera for this integration kit. Just make sure you take note of that. This isn't like a universal backup camera. It only works with the integration kit. It's available on inline6auto.com. So yeah, let me know what you guys think of this backup camera, and if you guys have any questions. I tried to make it as detailed as possible without making the video too long, but if I missed anything, feel free to comment any questions down below the video. And yeah, I think that's about it for this video. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe for more content like this. Also, feel free to check out inline6auto.com if you're looking for any aftermarket parts for your BMW. I'll have it linked in the description of this video. Otherwise, I will see you guys in the next video.